very good evening to all our viewers outside there. From my time zone, I'm in the evening. I don't know the time zone where you are, maybe in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon. I want to welcome you to Youth ARISE Chatline. Thanks for joining us every Tuesday by 8 p.m. from my time zone here. And I'm happy to be your host today. My name is Pius Oladipupo Emmanuel, and I'm glad to have you on the host today. I want to tell you that we have an amazing topic to share with you today. Just sit back and enjoy the topic. And I want to tell you as well not to forget to share, to like, and to comment. Feel free to send any question to us, because with me on the host today, I have supermen. Yes, I must tell you that. I have caught big fishes, yes, brought to the show today, and I must tell you that they are here to answer all questions that might be bothering you. On the show today, I have with me, permit me to let my guests introduce themselves. My first from the right.
Okay, I am Mwale Mungu, an author and a humanist and a businessman.
Okay, let me take it from him there. I mean, there are a few things about Mr. Ungo. Just listen. Say, I'm a well-traveled scholar across 5 continents. Wow. An alumni of the Turkish government scholarship and current PhD student at the Basic campus of Istanbul University, Turkey. An early childhood teacher and teacher trainer too. Above all, I'm married and a father of 3 boys. And that's amazing to have him on the show today. You are welcome, Mr. Ungum. All right, to my second right.
I am Philemon F.A. Omojote, so I'm a businessman. I'm a student, I'm an interior decorator, and I'm a graphics designer, so I do a lot of things basically. So.
Yes, and permit me to add this to it too, that he is single and very much single. We have decided to bring to the show today a married man and a single man. So we are going to be diversifying to the perspective of a married man and a single man on the topic that we are considering today. Don't forget the topic says silent struggles that men go through. Join us as we go on the show. All right, I have a few questions to ask from my guests, and I want to believe you are prepared for the question tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let me start by asking this question. Across the globe, at least to the best of our knowledge, we know that so many families, so many tribes place much emphasis on the birth of male children. We don't know why. You know, if I have a friend that told me that if his wife gave birth to a female child as the first child, he won't go to the hospital to visit that child. Okay. So it's as serious as that. Yes. So I don't know what could be the cause of this. Why is much emphasis placed on the birth of a male child? Let me start with Mr. Ungo.
First, I will talk from the perspective as an African, and I will talk from the perspective as someone who is, to some extent, exposed. Now, in my society where I come from, much value is given to the male child. Not that the female child does not have value, but the value they give to the male child is for posterity, because people believe that when a woman is married, in most cases it is believed that when a woman gets married, automatically the woman moves into a new family. Because with our own concept of marriage, which is different from the concept of marriage maybe in the West, is that when a woman gets married, she moves into a new family. But when a man gets married, the man brings the woman into their family. So a man, in most cases, is seen as the person to keep the next generation of that family.
Yeah, that's deep.
Because why? The woman, he brings somebody to join onto the family. While it is because a woman does not go and propose to a man. Though it might be happening today, but it is something, it's a cliche kind of thing, I must say, for a woman to propose to a man. It's a man that proposes to a woman. Will you marry me? Implying that the woman saying, yes, I will marry you, is that point where the woman accepts that, okay, I'm coming to join you. So I think it is on this basis that people give that interest and so much attention to the fact that getting a male child first before a female child, but all the same, I will say, all of them are kids. To say if you give birth only to a girl, I will not come to the hospital, to me, it's overstepping into it. But they are children and human beings.
It's overstepping.
Yeah.
But I think I pinpoint something there for posterity's sake.
Yeah.
To sustain the name of the family. That's very awesome. Let me hear from the singles perspective.
Like he rightly said, much emphasis is being placed on male child because they tend to continue the name of the family, while the female folks they adopt the name of the husband once they get married. And also for in other nations like China, for thousands of years, they believe that male child is much more important than the female child because they think that the male child, they have more power to hustle and make more money for the family once their parents are growing old.
The power
to hustle, to work, to make more money for the family once they are growing. Why they see the female folks as the weaker vessel. And some other parts of the world, other countries, maybe they see the male child as kind of like a form of source of an investment, while they see the female folks as kind of like a liability to the family. So that's something I can.
The male child as an investment. Yeah. Well, let me look at it from this angle to bring in someone's ex-daughter. Yes. And a female child as, well, a liability. But to our female children outside there, we are not saying you are a liability because we know of so many wonderful female outside there. At least we can talk of so many people. We have the Vice President of America today to be a female, and she's a celebrity. We have from our own country, Nigeria, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, heading a prominent position in the world, not even in Africa alone. So as a female child, you are not a liability until you see yourself as such. All right, thank you for that wonderful answer. You have really taken it into various angles. Okay, let's go quickly into another one. Well, I have observed and read, on newspapers, come across it on social media, that if you beat a male child, it is more or less like a taboo or abomination for that child to shed tears. A male child in some societies. You consider shedding of tears as a sign of weakness. And how will you as a male child, how will you as my son, shed tears? I've experienced it before that, when two people are fighting and one beat the other. And that one started crying. Cry back home. The mother say, yeah, your colleague beat you and you're crying back home, give him dirty slap. Go back and fight back. I've experienced it a lot from my society. So what is shedding of tears a sign of weakness?
No, not at all. The thing is this, what people fail to understand. Tears shedding, for you to shed tears, it comes from emotions. You don't shed tears without emotions. It's very clear. There are situations where when we were growing up, they will beat you and you don't cry. They'll say, this one does not cry. This one is a thief. He does not cry. He look, even one tear didn't come. The child can't cry because you brutalized him. Emotions comes with it. And we are human beings. We move with emotions. If dogs can have emotions where dogs will cry, what of human beings? So for a man to cry, it's emotion. It's for him to express it. But now, the thing now is this. The way our society has made it, we've given the man that pressure on the shoulders where a man is seen as that kind of a vessel that shouldn't be feeling pain. Like, if there is any pain, the man should calm down. The man should calm down. He shouldn't cry. But they fail to understand that Which to me, I see that as a weakness. That if a man feels pain, he shouldn't cry. It should be a woman. To me, that's what I see. Because why? As a human being, you have to express it. And you can express it by saying it. And you can express it through tears. So a tear to me on a man, it's no sign of weakness. It's just an opportunity for that person to relieve. I, for example, I've been in a situation where I look at my family from what they did to me. There was no way I could get them beaten. My mother's, my relatives. And the only thing I could do was to just burst out into tears.
And shed tears?
Yes.
Wow.
Cried, and they were the people now begging me, please calm down, calm down.
Stop crying.
Because that was the way now I could express my emotions.
Wow.
It was no weakness. So to me, I don't see that. That's why most men go into depression, because cry it out and clear yourself.
Inability to express your emotion leads to depression.
Leads to depression.
I want us to note that point. It's very, very important. I don't know if Mr. Fee has something to say on that.
I have something to say. You know, shedding tears as a man has nothing to do with your weakness. I believe being weak is in your decision making as a man. Being weak is in your decision making. You know, our African society has succeeded in making us believe that shedding tears as a man is a sign of weakness. You know this particular word, be a man ain't supposed to cry. Yeah. You know, that particular word has done more harm than good in our society. Even when a lot of men are hurting on the inside in their relationships, in their marriages, they refuse to say something, they refuse to say anything because they are afraid of being tagged weak.
A weak man.
Yes, a weak man. So that's why a lot of, oftentimes we see cases of depression, suicide, because why? Because of the accumulated problem, accumulated situation in their head.
And men even die earlier than women, because because of So for me, I just feel like, my little advice for me for men today, I'm like, cry now, start crying now. Cry out that emotion. Start crying today, because most times I do cry. I mean, man,
wow.
Mr. P do cry.
Oh.
One thing I want to say is, normally, we will cry, but please, at times there are some moments where you need to control yourself.
Just someone to be a man.
Not being a man to some. For me, I just feel like that word "be a man" is not just for me. Sometimes I just have to cry that emotion, cry out that emotion.
Just pour out your mind.
Because crying, shedding tears is a sign of courage and strength. It shows courage and strength. So that's what.
No, but there are some situations where, to me, in my opinion, there are some situations where, as a man, you
hold yourself.
Hold yourself.
Just grab yourself.
Hold yourself there, and you go to one corner and cry yourself well.
Yes.
Not like you don't just burst it out. You
finish the grind.
Just let it out.
You cry and people are holding you.
No, let me cry. That's okay. All right, to our viewers outside there, is it a sign of weakness for a man to shed tears? And don't forget the first question we treated. Why do people place much emphasis on the birth of a male child compared to the birth of a female child? All right, before we continue, permit me to read a few comments from Facebook. From Arthur Dixon, it says, Mr. Ungu, so nice to see you. That's to you, Mr. Ungu. And Emmanuel Akazo says, it's so amazing to see my people, Mr. Ebisungu and Mr. Phil. Mr. Pius, well done, sir. I can't wait to enjoy myself on this show. Please sit tight. I just hope you have popcorn with you. Benjamin Mimu says, amazing topic tonight. Yes, thank you so much. Emmanuel Akazo also says, it's not a crime for a man to cry. They can express that emotion. Even Jesus cried, wept too. Yeah. I think John 11:35 confirmed it that Jesus wept. Okay. Let's be guided. Men can express their emotion by the way Mr. Phil's voice sounds amazing using earpiece. Oh, so please, I want to beg you, don't remove the earpiece so that I can keep enjoying the sonorous voice. Okay. Let's dive into a question we have from one of our people. It says, greetings to you guys. I am Mr. So, an anonymous. I have been secretly suffering from low self-esteem due to the size of my manhood. This is really eating me up. Any advice for me, please? I am a man, but I suffer low self-esteem, especially among co-men like me, or, it has made me to look inferior talking to a lady, considering the size of my manhood. And that has really been hitting me up. Any piece of advice from the house? All right, let me start from the married man. Mr. Ungo, yes. I think you can hear the question, sir.
Yeah.
All right, please, what do you have to say? It calls for laughter.
Yeah,
wow.
First, the thing is this. Suffering from low self-esteem, the thing is, your manhood is your property. As an early childhood teacher and a teacher trainer, the first thing to impact in a child is that self-esteem.